We can't come across as like inherently hostile to people for the crime of moving in the right direction. You have to be more open-minded. That's it. You should cover Asmongold in the same way that you should cover Theo Von with the same disdain that you have for Asmongold. No, and it's simple. Theo Von, regardless of his allegiance or sympathy for the Trump administration, and there's plenty of that, okay? He's quite literally, he went to Qatar with the Trump administration to do a comedy show to the troops there. Theo Von still has an open mind, especially when it comes to what is going on in Gaza.
You know, I wanted to say something. There's been something that's just been kind of on my heart, and so I feel like I should bring it up. There is, you know, we've had people on the podcast in the past to talk about it. There's a conflict that's been happening in the Middle East. People know about it, between Israel and Palestine and some of the areas over there, the Gaza area they talk about. And I just think it feels to me, I don't know if it feels to me like it's a genocide that's happening while we're alive here in front of our lives. And I don't, sometimes I feel like I should say something. I'm not a geologist or geographer or anything like that, you know, so I don't know a lot of some of it I do know though. Like I know the basics of the issues over there, but for me, it's just like how I feel like you see all these photos of people, just children, women, people, body parts, just people like putting their kids back together. And I just can't believe that we're watching that and that more isn't said about it.
I'm not going to cast aside a valuable ally like that, knowing full well that he is presenting a position to an audience that must hear it more than anybody else. Okay, that's it. That's my strategic focus here. And anyone who doesn't understand that is being ridiculous. That's some 2004 Bush admin. I don't know why you're keeping a comedian so close other than careerism. Bad take in my opinion, terrible opinion. He's literally gesturing for Hitler. If you guys can't understand, I think it's because Zach Foster post. No, it's Zach Fox who is right. Who is right in his analysis where he's like, what are we doing, bro? How about you ask the friends that you hang out with? He's not wrong about that, okay? He's not. But the reason why I hype it up is because there are plenty of people who love Donald Trump, who love Theo Von, and those are the people who need to, more than anyone else, see what Theo Von is saying. That's it. No, you're deluded by the proximity. No, I am not deluded by the proximity. I understand how these things work. This is my take. Happy to see you speaking out, but it's truly bizarre watching someone who's helped Trump get elected and continues to dine with Trump's family express confusion over something Trump has vocally supported the entire time. Yeah, no, I understand it. I get it. But I don't care. Because at the end of the day, friend or not to the Trump administration, he's still a comedian. If he is able to demonstrate moral clarity on this issue, then that's a good thing, especially when he has a ton of influence and a ton of prominence. I would probably have less smoke for Asmongold if he did this as well. I would have less smoke for Ethan Klein if he did this as well. I'm sorry, when I'm in the midst of having to deal with slop tubers who in the most pathetic, cowardly ways possible defend Israel's actions, yell at the one dude who's not doing that. If you are getting outflanked by Theo Von, who is friends with the Trump administration on the issue of Israel, and you're a Democratic Party politician, you should really take a cold, hard look at yourself. Okay? Everything else is just bullshit. That's it. That's all I care about. Yeah, I should yell at the one of the most prominent manosphere adjacent guys who is called right wing all the time doing the right thing. I should punish him for it. Some of you don't understand how these things work. You just don't understand it, and that's fine. It's all good. There is no way of like, we'll hear 10 years down the line, we'll turn around and say, oh wow, why did we like cast aside so many voices or some shit? It's exactly the same comeuppance that's taking place right now with a million different think pieces coming out of all of the overwhelmingly rad-libbed up articles that were written addressing the articles from 2016, being like, why are we being so ruthless to young men? What's the deal with young men? Why are you writing this article now? And this isn't entirely in the hands of all of the people who are being progressive, but like, yeah, there is a air of arrogance that leftists present all the goddamn time. There's an air of arrogance and an air of like, we are on the right side of history, so we shouldn't make a argument. We should not actually have to convince anyone whenever progressive people try to speak out on issues. I'm not one of those people. I've never been one of those people. I am, of course, still going to do my very best to try to bring more people on board. And you might think that is because I'm clout hungry or whatever and that's fine. That's okay. Sure, I'm clout hungry. You got me. I love clout, okay? The clout of what? The clout of more people recognizing Israel's insane actions. It's not about clout, it's about class. Yes, you're in the same club though. We get it. He's in your same class. Yes. The classic Marxist class of what? Podcasters? The podcasting class. You got the lumpen pros. You got the bourgeois, the petite bourgeois, and then you have the podcaster class. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, that's why I defend all podcasters unconditionally. Famously, as you guys know, that's what I do. That's why I'm such good friends with Asmongold, you know? Bro, if you're a single issue voter, you're missing a ton of local extremism within torture, displacement, and ruination of a class of people within your own boundaries. I am not a single issue voter. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go watch the Theo Von conversation that I have to understand why this kind of relationship is productive overall. Because the very same people that have to hear those arguments, I'm not going to shut off someone who gives that opportunity. Okay? That's it. You're not wrong for your criticism, but if you're like, why don't you ass blast them? Well, then you're stupid. I'm telling you exactly why I don't. If he was a rabid anti-Semite like Sneeko, I'd be all for casting him aside, but he's not, so any progress is good. Drama coverage is ruining this community's brains, how they engage with actual news. Stop looking for a target and start trying to understand the shit y'all clearly don't understand. Yeah. I'm not pure. Okay. I'm not pure. I'm impure. This is so funny because you'd be like kicking it with Trump one week and then the next week he's sitting with Hasan Piker saying shit like this. No disrespect, but this is the median American voter actually said. Alex Press. Here, it's a good time to retweet this great take. A lot of people simply cannot comprehend that a lot of people simply can't comprehend that many people are just like, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't understand anything. They don't have the same equipment that you do. Okay? You've done the reading. A lot of people haven't. Do I think it's ridiculous that he on the one hand was like, oh, this genocide is really up. And then on the other hand, he's whining and dining with the genocidaires. Yeah, I do. But also, Theo Von is not Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? Except he has outflanked Bernie Sanders on his statements about what Israel is doing. So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You have a well-equipped socialist guy who has spent his entire career railing against at least most of America's imperialist actions. All of a sudden, you got a podcaster who literally played a role in Donald Trump getting elected, outflanking him on this issue. What do you want me to do? Yell at the guy? No, I'm not. I care about this, okay? I'm not going to yell at the guy. Especially because he's saying the truth. If he was running around being like, I don't really understand, I don't think this is a genocide at all, then yeah, I would yell at the guy. Be like, you're wrong. But I'm not going to do that. Take it where you can get it. But don't worry. There will be think pieces about what happened to Joe Rogan of the left 10 years down the line. Some people are really stupid, dude. You got to understand. You got to, one, do positive reinforcement. Two, some people are just like, they don't understand it. They just don't get it. Okay? But as long as someone maintains charitability, you should be able to talk to them instead of immediately going, nope, it's over. It's done. A lot of you have this attitude right now while simultaneously maintaining the attitude that the left is doing too much purity spiral shit. You know what I mean? So which is it? Are we doing too much purity spiral shit? Or are we doing not enough purity spiral shit? in a country that is inherently hostile to your worldview. But bro, what are you saying? Like they're saying, yep, there's a genocide across the planet that we're funding and that's bad, with the same breath talking about Abrego is MS-13 or something. Is he doing that? He's not even doing that. Also, dude, the other side of this story that is like, notice how engaged chat is right now, because everyone loves to be a little drama pervert. Like everyone thinks that they're above this, but actually this is juicy. This is the shit. This is what activates people. It's the crack. Like, oh, this South African white genocide gives a talking about Israel, Palestine. The real crack hits when you start talking about this, okay? Unfollowed right now, lol. Okay, suck. We can't come across as like inherently hostile to people for the crime of moving in the right direction. You have to be more open-minded. That's it. That's it. And you're not wrong for being like, what the are you doing? You're on the one hand saying there's a genocide. On the other hand, you're like, cozying up to the people that are doing the genocide. But the way to do that is not by being like, this guy. Okay? That's it. Especially because he could just as easily turn around and be like, nah, this is not a genocide. And he'd probably benefit greatly from it. Like all the people you just banned, right? Wait, what? What? The people I just banned? What are you talking about? Chatters getting banned in here is not the equivalent of being... I'm a Twitch streamer, okay? I do housekeeping whichever way I want to. This is not the same as like being... This is not the same as like being hostile to people who are on their own journey. You unintentionally promote this behavior when you single out posts that you like this one. Yeah, I know. I do. But I think part of the reason why I do this is because I want to show like what is not acceptable and what is acceptable in the chat. You don't get killed when you get banned from this chat. You can even still keep watching. You just can't talk. It's very odd that people treat that as like death.